Hey, huge movie fanatic Nate reporting yet again, this time coming at you with a trailer review request from a user on here on YouTube by the name of DuckmanXXX. He's a longtime viewer of this channel and watches videos on this particular channel and comments and requests stuff, and this is the most recent request he asked me to do, which is review the trailer for Hardcore Henry, which is a movie that I've never heard of, just getting on in years and really not paying attention to too much in mass media these days, particularly because I'm not really digging much of what they put out. I pretty much just rewatch stuff I grew up with and stuff that I like. So, having not been familiar, I haven't heard anything about this movie, Hardcore Henry, whatsoever, but seeing as how it's very easy to watch and review a trailer, it just takes a minute or two to watch it and then a few more minutes to review it. I'm like, I'll review any freaking trailers, so feel free to request anyone else watching to review to request any trailer reviews that I'll be happy to do. But anyway, on with the review for Hardcore Henry. It's a movie, once again, I've never heard of until just now, and apparently this movie is like what's called a first-person, potentially, possibly the very first-person movie made, or at least on this kind of a scale, which is basically these days, in the past several years, 5 years or maybe even more, I don't know exactly when GoPros came out, but you see more and more videos on YouTube all the time with, GoPros mounted on people's heads and, whatever, and jumping off, cliffs and walking on, very high skyscrapers and doing all this, hanging off skyscrapers and doing all this completely stupid shit that is just so dumb. So someone came up with a brilliant idea, or maybe not so brilliant idea, to actually make a movie like that, and instead of a found footage, which is kind of, in my opinion, very much the same. It's kind of the same genre as found footage, only it's not like, found footage. It's just like camera stuck to the head versus people carrying around a camera. But at any rate, you're going to get the same, nauseous, provoking shaky cam effect based on this trailer anyway. Anyway, the trailer started and I was like, okay, long story short, I don't know if it's just because of my age or my particular whatever, just sensibilities. I like movies that are made in more traditional style versus, found footage, or now, if, I imagine this might start a trend of more first person movies. I don't know if it'll work, if it'll be a success or not, but I'm more of a fan of just traditionally shot movies where it's just a movie, invisible movie camera and coverage and cuts from all different angles and all this and that. So, having seen the trailer, I'm not particularly impressed or interested in a movie like this. I guess that's kind of pretty much all I really have to say about it. I don't get motion sickness when I see shaky cam movies. Like I said before, I recently bought the Blu-ray of Cloverfield for $2 or $3 at Half Price Books a while back and rewatched that for the first time in probably close to 10 years, and it's just like, holy cow, I forgot how shaky that movie was. I just think movies intentionally shaky, it's just really stupid, really. You go from, years of like Steadicam to now it's just like, who gives a shit, So, but apparently, GoPro's now shooting 4K, so I imagine this movie is just shot with a bunch of GoPros or something to that extent, just basically, strapped onto the head of whoever this guy is. And from what it looks like in the trailer, it looks like he's some kind of, I don't know what, android or mandroid or some kind of whatever, hybrid whatever. So from what it says, from what it looks like in the trailer, he never talks that way. It's kind of like, obviously, they want to give him a voice that's not, whatever of the viewer, of course, yeah, whatever. So, but whatever. So he might not talk in the whole movie and, whatever. So, long story short, this isn't something that I'd pay necessarily anybody to see any more than maybe like $2 at the, clearance bin at Half Price Books, and DVD or Blu-ray $2 disc or something like that. It's something that I'm, definitely not necessarily interested in seeing, but, more power to the people who, are interested in this movie and, are excited to see it and stuff like that. I don't think stuff like this shouldn't be made. I just not particularly interested in this kind of movie myself, which, like I say, is almost like a subgenre of found footage. It's a pretty much the same thing where you're going to have minimal, well, I guess you could still do a lot of cutting and stuff, but yeah, like I said, I'm just, getting on in years, I guess, and just having grown up with the traditional way of movies being shot and cut and stuff, I just have always preferred that and will always prefer that. So I guess that's pretty much my review of the trailer of, was it Hardcore Henry? Yeah. It doesn't particularly interest me too much, but like I said, more power to the people that find this particular trailer interesting and are looking forward to the movie, and I hope it turns out well for you guys, and I guess that's pretty much it. Feel free to let me know what you think about the trailer of Hardcore Henry, and if you haven't viewed it, go take a look at it and feel free to come back and leave a comment. Are you excited for this movie? Are you roll your eyes at the prospect of a movie like this? It's very much like found footage, shaky cam, vomit inducing. It'd be really cool if they had like vomit bags with the title on the bag, Hardcore Henry vomit bag, for the theatrical distribution, if there's going to be any. I'm not sure. This looks like a relatively low budget, independent kind of movie. So I don't know. I imagine it might show briefly somewhere in the world, in the theater, and it'd be cool to have Hardcore Henry vomit bags. With that, I think we'll leave you. I think I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much, DuckmanXXX, for requesting this review. Once again, anyone who's viewing this, if you want me to review a trailer, it's definitely easy, and it definitely doesn't take very long to watch a trailer and then review it, so I'm open to any trailer reviews whatsoever. So until next time, take it easy.